Hi crocheters of the world, I'm Wana and this is Wana's Crochet channel on YouTube, and in this tutorial we will work together on this beret pattern that I called pinapple beret because actually it looks like a pineapple. It's so nice, it's so, I don't know, yes, it's so nice for me to share with you. You know, I love to share with you all my designs, all my projects and all my ideas in crochet. You know, I am a passion of crochet, and but this pattern is something special for me, and it's special more than usual, let's say. Usually I'm so satisfied, so happy when I finish a project, but this one has something more because this is a pattern from my grandma. So my grandma has this pinapple beret, and I don't know, I know this from for a long time ago, since I was a little girl, and she wear it all the time, actually in summer no, but all the time, because she had also always had headaches, and this was her favorite favorite beret. So when I began to learn to crochet, I really I don't know, I liked it. I said, wow, this is really a really nice crochet pattern, and if you know this pattern from somewhere else, please let me know. I am curious if there is this pattern somewhere else, if you saw it before, if you had seen it before. Tell me, just let me know. I am just curious about it. Now my grandma said, okay, I can show you how I do it, how I did it. It's not that difficult. It's really easy. It's a nice stitch. Just bring some yarn and hook, and we will work it. And you know, time pass, and you are in a I'm in a hurry, and I don't have time now, and I don't have time then, and time go on, and my grandma passed away this year on February, so there was no time for me to learn from her, and I had to learn it by myself, and I did it. And I did it, and that's why I am so happy, so satisfied. So that's why I said you before, I am always happy and satisfied when I finish the project, but now it's more than this. It's something that I hope so that my grandma from somewhere up there just look at me, and I hope she is really satisfied for my result. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. As you can see, it has a special value for me, and yes, let me know if you had seen before this pattern stitch, this pattern beret. I am really curious, and I let you to the tutorial. It's worked actually with the shell stitch. It's only that I named this stitch reverse shell stitch, because you will see why. It's actually worked reverse to create this pinapple effect. So hope you enjoyed the tutorial. See you at the next tutorial. Bye bye. So to work this beret you will need a 4mm hook and a medium worsted yarn, and yes, you can work it with it's important to be worked with a what can I say? How can I say? A smaller hook. So we need a nice and tight work. Now chain 4 to begin. Insert the hook into the first chain and keep it like this with your finger while slip stitch to join. Chain 3, and the chain 3 won't count as a stitch. Yarn over and work 18 double crochets around your chain 4 circle. So 18. Now I worked my 18 double crochets, and now to join I will insert the hook into the first double crochet that I worked and slip stitch to join. Now chain 3 again, and let us begin with our first reverse shell stitch. And into this first round of the shell stitch we will work it with 3 double crochets. So insert the hook in between the first and the second double crochet and work 1 double crochet. Now for the next 2 double crochets, because it's reverse shell stitch, we go back, so into the same space but on the right side of the double crochet, insert the hook, keep like this your chain 3 and work the second, and into the same space the third. Now back and work in between the next 2 stitches, 1 double crochet, and the next 2, it's on the right side of this one, so like this, 1 and 2. Yarn over, insert the hook in between the next 2, so we work the shells in between the stitches, 1 double crochet, yarn over, back, so on the right side of the first double crochet, fold your last shell just to see where to work your next 2 double crochets of the shell, and now turn back on the front side, double crochet, and we keep it like this, our work. It's easier to see where to insert the hook, and fold and work your second and your third. Now in between the next 2, 1 double crochet, and can you see it's here, 1 on the right side, so we complete with the next 2 double crochets on the right side, going through the right, not through the left. Again, 1, kind of go back actually, that's why I called it a reverse shell stitch. 2 and 3. Now I show you one more time, so it's 1 and now back, 2 and 3. This is what I have so far. 1 in between the next 2 stitches, yarn over and go back, so on the right side, 1 and 2. So can you see I fold, always fold the last shell to see where I have to work the next one. So again, in between the next 2 stitches, just look at my hands, it's really easy. Fold the last shell, just to, actually I am kind of on the back side. So in between the next 2, it's 1 and then fold the shell and work it, 1 and 2, and again 1 and back, 2 and 3. It's very important because actually this is the stitch that we will use for the entire pattern. So 1 and back. On the contrary, actually, we are working our shell. Now again, So it's a twisted, let's say it can be also a twisted shell, okay? 1, and let us go back, of course, into the same space, and 2 more, because it's twisted, okay? 1, 2, and 3, and again in between each space of 2 double crochets, of the double crochets of our, so in between the stitches it's 1 yarn over on the right side, fold the shell to see where to work. Okay, that's it. Now it's kind of it's actually it's a twisted shell, and we must have at the end of this first round, and actually in each of the next rounds, we must have 18 shells. So now this is the number of the stitch of the shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and I have just 1 more to complete. I will work it in between, so actually here in between the chain 3 and the first double crochet. Okay, 2 and 3. Insert the hook into the first double crochet. Is this one the first? Okay, first double crochet and slip stitch to join. Now this is what we must have into the first shell round. Now that we finished our first round of reverse shells, I can tell you some general rules for this project. So, first of all, from the third round of the patterns, of the pattern of the beret, or the second round of the shell, reverse shell, we will work only triple crochets. So the shells will be worked with the triple crochets, and we will always have 18 shells. So the number of shells doesn't change, but we will increase by increasing the number of stitches that complete a shell. So now we had 3. Into the next we will have 5. So we will work 5 triple crochets for 1 shell. We will also always begin the round with a chain 3. That won't count as a stitch. So chain 3, yarn over twice, because from now on we will work only triple crochets. And another general rule is that we always begin a new round in between the first and the second shell of the previous round. So the first and the second. Insert the hook and in between the stitch, in between, yes, the shell stitch. First stitch. Now I have to work 4 more on the right side. Like this. Now that we know how to work our chain, so it's here in between. This is the third triple crochet, 4th and 5th. And here it is, my first twisted shell. Yarn over twice in between the second and the third. Now we work our second like this. So it's here that we are working. 2, 3. It must be easier now. 4 and 5. Second shell ready. Now in between the third and the fourth shell of the previous round, and we go on like this in between the shells, and we will have, of course, the same number of shells. So it's very important this, because it's like this that we can verify that we have all the shells. So 18 is the magic number. 4 and 5. So it's in between the stitches, in between the shell stitches that we work. This is my completed shell. Now I will just go on like this and work all my third round or of the beret. This is my second. So can you see it's really easy from now on. 3, 4 and 5. Just let me show you what I have so far. Okay, these are my twisted shells. So continue on for this round, exactly the same. Now this is what I have. This is the perfect shape that it must have. It must, yes. And I have 17 shells worked, and always worked here the last shell. So first triple crochet, yarn over twice, and let us work 4 more triple crochets to finish the last shell. Okay, turn, insert the hook into the first, which is this one, first triple crochet, sorry, and slip stitch to join. Now look at this shape. This is what we must have. So if you obtain something like this, it's just perfect. Okay, for the next round we will work exactly the same, but instead of 5 we will work 7. Yes, 7. So just chain 3, yarn over twice, in between the first and the second we begin to work our first. So this is my first triple crochet, and now like this I will work 6 more. Oops. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we need 7 triple crochets to complete one shell. Yarn over twice and skip in between the next 2 shells. Work your first and then 6 more in between, so on the right side actually, like this, yarn over twice and here. Now it's easier. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. Continue on like this till the end. 18 shells. So I finished this round with 7, and I just want to continue on repeating these rounds, and I will work the same thing with the same thing, yes, the same number of course of shells and the same number of stitches for one shell, which is 7, and then I will be back to show you how to go on. I finished my second round with 7, And now I just want to go on like this. I will work 8 into the next, and then I will go on with another one with 8, and just like this until I reach. I don't need exactly the circumference of my head, so because it's kind of elastic stitch, okay, so can you see it's a kind of 3D elastic stitch, so we don't need it to be perfect, the circumference. Let's say 5 to 7 centimeters difference would be just perfect. So to obtain the perfect circumference from the diameter of our crown of the hat, we just measure the diameter and then we multiply it by 3.14, and that we have the perfect circumference. And as I said, in this case of this beret must be 5 to 7 centimeter less than the circumference. Believe me, it will be perfect. So I will go on and I will increase to 8, and I think for me it's just perfect with 8. So this is, let's say, a adult size, female adult size, because actually it's a female, a woman beret, okay. So let me just, I will finish one more round with 8, and then I just go on and work the pattern with 8 triple crochets for one shell. And I also will have, of course, the same number of stitches, of shell stitches, which is 18. I will go on for the length that I need, and then I will be back to show you how to finish your beret. So I finished the length of my beret, and this is what I have. I worked, I increased, so I stopped increasing at my shell with 8 triple crochets. So I just went on with 8 triple crochet for one shell for the rest of the length. Now I just want to show you I have a total, of 15 rounds. From the first round, not the first with double crochet, but the first with the shell, I have 15 rounds. Now I just want to show you it's the length, it's 20 centimeters, okay, the length of my hat. And now I want to show you how to work the border. To work the border, we will switch to another. So I worked all the hat with a 4 millimeters hook, and now I want to work the border with a 3.5 millimeters hook. So I will work the first round like this. Chain 1, and this is my first triple crochet of my first shell. I have 8 triple crochets. Now insert the hook into the second and slip stitch. Now work into the next 1 single crochet. Now into the next we will work, into the next 2 we will work a decrease. So insert the hook but it's a little bit a strange decrease. Insert the hook into the first single crochet, and now we are with the hook on the back side. Come back into the next single crochet and back on the front side and single crochet, and this was the decrease. Now into the next triple crochet of the same shell, work another single crochet, and now we have 2 more triple crochets of the first shell and 2 more of the next shell. We will work them in a decrease. So insert the hook into the first triple crochet, come back into the second. Now insert the hook into the third and back into the fourth. Yarn over and pull through all that you have here and single crochet. And this was the decrease in 4. And we will work this decrease on the first 2 and last 2 and first 2 triple crochets of the 2 shells. Okay, So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and these two I will join them together with these two triple crochets. So now I will work one single crochet, then on these two I will work a decrease as I showed you before. So insert the hook into the first, now come back into the second, around the stitch actually work a single crochet, and now work one more single crochet into the next triple crochet, and now we have two more left on the shell, and we will work them together with the two of the next shell. So insert the hook into the first stitch, then come back into the next stitch, insert the hook into the next, and come back into the next. So there are four. Actually we have two posts here. Okay, so yarn over, pull around these two posts and single crochet. And now we have again 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have two more left here. So into the first, single crochet, into the next two work an increase, a decrease, sorry, like this. So insert the hook into the first and then back into the next and work a single crochet, and work one more single crochet into the next stitch, and on these four work one single crochet, two, now back into the third and into the fourth, and pull and single crochet. And this is how we have to work all around. Now if you have the shell with 9, you will work the same thing on the two stitches of the shell and the next two stitches of the next shell. Okay, so exactly the same thing. These four stitches, we actually kind of have to work them together like this, so as we did here. And in the middle you will have 5 triple crochets. So you will work your 3 single crochets, and 2 you will join them together in a decrease as I worked. So I show you one more time. One single crochet, then one little decrease. So on these two stitches, so insert the hook into the first and come back into the next and work one single crochet. Then into the next stitch work one more single crochet, and now we have again these last two of this shell and the first two of the other shell. So insert the hook into the first, then into the second, then into the third, and we are back side, and now front side into the next stitch. Okay, so we have something like this. Yarn over, pull around the two posts and single crochet. Into the next stitch, single crochet, into the next two stitches, one decrease, like this, and into the next stitch, one single crochet. And now we have again the same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. So insert the hook into the first, then into the second, into the third, and into the fourth, and pull and single crochet. And this is how we have to go on all around. Then I will work 2 or 3 more rounds of single crochet, and that's it. This is the border. The important thing is you to understand how to work the first round of single crochet, the first round of the border. The rest are 2 or 3 more single crochet rounds. Yes, working one single crochet into each single crochet. Maybe if for you it's a little bit large, you can work randomly some decreases more. Now I am working on my last shell, so I work my single crochet, then the decrease over the two triple crochets here in the middle. Now one more single crochet, and now I have 1, 2, the last 2 stitches, and I have 1, 2, the first 2 stitches of my shell that I began with. So my first shell actually. So you know we skipped the first, we we slip stitched into the second, and then we began into the third with the single crochet. So we will work these 4 stitches together now. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and work them together with a single crochet. And now insert the hook into the first single crochet worked, slip stitch, chain 1, and to begin the next, just turn your work, insert the hook into the single crochet, and continue on working 1 single crochet into each single crochet all around. Now this is the pattern. I will just go on for 1 or 2 more rounds. I don't need a very large, wide actually, border, and this is the pattern. This is the pinapple pattern. So hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I really love this this pattern because it's actually something that I really care about. Now, hope you enjoyed this tutorial. See you at the next tutorial. Bye bye.